Hi, I'm the mitten you lost because you probably left it on a bus somewhere in a puddle, Aki.
And I'm that brown snow at the shoulder of the road that looks a little bit like it's probably Coca-Cola flavored, so you try a little bit. Chrissu!
And welcome to Clamcast, the show where we talk about nothing at all.
Because it's our show.
And not yours.
That's not the line at all.
No.
What am I supposed to say?
You can't stop us.
Oh yeah, you can't stop us. Whatever, leave it in.
Oh, we're doing it live.
Everyone knows who we're ripping off.
Yeah,
Why pretend?
Well, I never pretend. Ever.
So today, we're talking about snow, apparently.
Apparently that is the topic of the day.
The producers of this show, which is us,
Mm-hmm.
agreed that was the topic today.
That is what they have decreed, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about. I should maybe have a more snow background going on, honestly, here. I've got...
oh yeah, I should do that on mine too,
yeah,
actually. Oh god, no, skip the story, I don't care.
Let me do that really quick. What's a snowy on tan?
So we're it's coming on Christmas, or rather it's coming on December, which is like the big snow month.
Yeah, it's December.
And I know a lot of people are gonna get really mad at me when I say this, but I love snow. I get like giddy excited when snow falls.
Me too.
It makes everyone, or most of the people that I know, really mad. Like really mad, like unreasonably mad. Honestly, like when you see someone getting excited about snow, like why do you have to be an asshole about it?
I know.
I'd like to know. Especially
because in the summer, everyone is like, the weather is so beautiful. Oh my god, I can't believe it's so sunny. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go to Dominican to get even more sun. And I'm like, I hate it. And people are like, what? Why do you hate joy? You're the worst person alive. I hope you die horribly. And I'm like, Jesus, lady, okay. And then when it's wintertime and you're like, oh my god, I'm so happy it's snowing, people are like, what the fuck? This is the worst thing. Why do you hate happiness? And I'm like, look.
It's like, look, pal.
Listen.
Like literally the only thing that I can say that I don't like about winter, this is the only thing.
Yeah.
Is that if I'm working, I'm currently not working, but if I'm working at a job that involves going to an office, if I have to leave my apartment earlier than the sun comes up, then I tend to come home after the sun has already gone down, and going to work and coming home in the dark sucks.
Yes.
That I will concede. So that's it.
Yeah, there was one winter when I was working in Game Loke, and I had to be at my job at 7 a.m. because we had to like line up with Japan a little bit. So and it was like it was like from November to like February basically. So I would wake up at like, it wasn't even bird o'clock yet, and like it was like 5 a.m. and then when I would come home, I mean I'd be off work at 3, but like the sun is already set at 3 o'clock. So yeah.
3? I don't know if that's true. I think you're lying.
All I know is that it was dark when I went home, too. So maybe it was more like, by the time I was, like, coming in my door, it was, like, 4 and it was dark.
That would make more sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Even here, I don't think the sun sets at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I was actually living in the Arctic Circle at the time.
That would make a lot of sense. You did have quite a commute.
Oh my god. Hang on. So... I had put Christmas Knows of Me, like the UR, as my partner, but instead the fox Knows of Me came in, and she says, "I'm Volpe the fox. I'm trying my hand at ventriloquism." I've not seen that before.
That's something.
You ever think about, this is the thought that I had before, and I'm like, no, I'm saving this for Clamcast. You ever think like see what the girl on your screen is saying and think about what it would sound like if they had English voice actors?
Oh, it looks like you've got a present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortune telling is one of my hobbies. Shall I tell yours?
Ellie sometimes pushes herself too hard. That's why I'm always there to support her. Obviously, I'm hamming it up. I could ham it up even more.
Yeah. I mean, Nozomi would probably have a Boston accent, so
it's just has a lot to do with the fact that English inflection just makes some things sound kind of weird.
Silly, yeah.
I'm sure you could make stuff like this sound very compelling, but most of it just sounds a little silly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fall is for telling fortunes. Just kidding. Fortunes can be told all year long.
Yeah, because you don't... Why? Like, no one would say that, actually, in English.
No. Just kidding.
Just kidding, haha. Yeah.
Oh my god. Fortunes can be told all year long, you guys.
Psych!
Fine.
Man,
It's
knows me would say psych in, like, the Viz dub.
Yeah. This fall, I'm just, like, really into telling fortunes. That's just, like, really what I'm trying to do with
Nozomi is that girl.
Yeah.
She's that girl. Do you have any idea what I interrupted you from saying anymore?
Nope, I don't at all.
Sorry.
It's gone. It's fine. My family has always done this thing since I was a little kid, because we are all big fans of snow, because we're a family who likes to ski.
You're an adventure family.
We are not an adventure family now.
Oh, I have to watch this
We
later.
don't like those. Because adventure families are loud, and one thing my family is not is loud.
Yeah, and your name...
We like peace and quiet.
Yeah, and you're not all named like Calum and...
No, God, no, no.
Dylan.
So we're skiers, we're cross-country skiers. This is the thing, cross-country skiers tend to be a lot less adventure-y than downhill skiers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not like shade at downhill skiers, it's just like, it's like the less exciting sport, so the people who do it are a little bit less exciting.
It's like how skiers are just less exciting than snowboarders.
Yeah!
That's just how it is.
It's not shade, it's just how it is. Cross-country skiers tend to be fairly quiet people. So we always did this thing where we would make paper snowflakes, which I'm sure lots of people do. But until I was an adult, I didn't encounter like anybody else who did this.
Oh,
I was,
yeah.
like, the only person that I knew that did this. And we would make them in like November, like the beginning of November, basically around my brother's birthday. We'd be like, time to make snowflakes, because like the earlier we could get snow, the better. We would be just like so much happier if we could have like 6 solid months of snow.
Exactly.
And then when I kept that up as an adult, I realized it made people really mad.
Asking for snow, yeah.
Yeah, people get really mad if you start
people hate it.
Conjuring snow in early November.
Well, you know, I hate when people conjure sun by doing things like wearing shorts in fucking March. I probably should curse less, but I'm very angry about the weather.
What if we curse less? What?
Remember when we started this channel and we were like, we gotta keep it kid friendly. And
we said a lot of stuff when we started this channel, including like we're going to be helpful and accurate and provide factually correct information.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep to a schedule.
Oh my god, remember when we had a schedule?
Remember when we had a schedule? We made a lot of promises.
We did.
That were not kept.
No, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, the point is, snow is wonderful. And
snow is wonderful. Snow is magic. Like I get it. If you're the kind of person who doesn't like snow, then I'm not going to try to convince you to like snow because that's silly.
Yeah.
But I hope that even you, cynical person, can admit that when there's like big fat snowflakes coming down, it looks kind of magic. It's like a little bit magic.
It is, and it's glittery.
It's so glittery and pretty, and like I will agree that snow that's a few days old is gross, and it gets slushy, especially if you live in the city, which I do.
Yeah, and
especially
here in Toronto, it is just nasty in the winter, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you guys don't really get like
snow.
Good powdery snow.
Yeah,
you get lots of slush.
It's just hot in the city because there are too many people, and it's
too many
gross.
Buildings.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess this is kind of like a story, but I have one, like, I'm gonna ask you yours in a minute, but my favorite, like, snow-related memory.
Yeah.
What's your favorite snow memory?
Favorite
like, I feel like I'm a
memory?
brand that sells, like, artisanal snow on Twitter being like, what's your favorite snow memory?
Snow memories.
Let us make your snow memories, your snow dreams come true.
It's like
when we drive up to your house and dump a metric ton of snow on it, killing you instantly.
That's the future, eh? They're just gonna like come do like snow delivery, like how when you have a pool, you can get the fire department to come and deliver water. You're gonna be able to get snow deliveries. I'd buy one.
When I was a kid, you just pulled the garden hose into the backyard and left it sitting there for 3 days.
Like 2 weeks. That's full enough.
Anyway, my favorite snow memory was when I was I grew up in Ontario, in northern Ontario. We lived on one of the Great Lakes, which means we got lots of snow.
Yeah.
But one year in 1994, we had a green Christmas, which sucked.
It does
There's
suck.
nothing like a green Christmas when you're a kid who lives in a place that normally gets a ton of snow. But the year after, which is 1995, if you're keeping track.
Oh, is that what happens?
we got like the blizzard to end all blizzards. It was like record-breaking snowfall, and we woke up one day, or at least this is how I remember it. I'm sure that if you were an adult at the time, it probably did not happen this way, but I was a kid, which means that my version is better.
Yes.
We woke up one day, and the house was buried up to the eaves. I lived in a bungalow, but the house was buried up to the eaves in snow, and it took us a very long time to dig ourselves out. And for I think like 3 or 4 weeks, school was canceled like 2 to 3 days a week out of the week. Like we hardly ever went to school, and like the city was just buried. And we had so much snow between our house and the house next to us that you couldn't see the other house, like between our driveways.
Oh my
you
god.
couldn't see the house. And oh my god, it was amazing. That was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best winter ever.
That is
as a
the
kid.
best.
We made these giant snow forts with like really, really high walls, or we had like tunnels going between our house and the neighbor's house. It was so cool.
Yeah. My favorite snow memory is actually very similar. I grew up in the Maritimes of Canada, on an island in the Atlantic. And so we get no snow now because global warming is great. Climate change is fun. And it just rains now. Everything is like 15 degrees warmer, actually.
Write a letter to your congressman.
Yeah, please. Save my childhood memories. Who cares about the world? It's all about my childhood memories. And so we used to get a crap ton of snow, and school would often be canceled, mostly because it was a really rural place where I lived. So if the school buses couldn't get like up and down the mountains, they weren't real mountains. They used to be mountains, millions of years ago, but you still have to go up like 500 meters kind of thing.
Yeah.
300 maybe. I don't know. It's not tall, but tall enough that in the wintertime it can be a bit of an endeavor. So we used to get so much snow as well that like we would be able to climb up onto the roof using a snowdrift, which is really cool.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
My parents never let us do that because they were like, they were not allowed. Just don't go on the roof. But we could have.
Yeah, mine let me, and probably that was a bad idea. But it's something that I did. So my dad used to shovel, like make us snow tunnels as well, which you mentioned. And I just remember one particular snow tunnel we had one year. We dug it out and we dug different rooms in it. There's just this big snowdrift in our backyard, and we dug different rooms into the snow tunnel. I remember like making little sort of, what's the word? Like alcoves in the walls and putting candles in them. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I made like chairs and tables and everything out of snow. It was so cool. I told this story to Andrew, my partner, the other day, and he was like, "That's really dangerous. You could have died of suffocation." I'm like, "Whatever. It was fun. Man. Whatever." I didn't.
You could say that about a lot of stuff. Don't go swimming. You could drown.
You could drown. You could die there.
Yeah.
If you die in swimming, you die in real life.
Don't cross the street, you could get hit by a car.
You could.
If everybody lived like that, nothing would ever happen.
Exactly. So sometimes it's important to just dig snow tunnels. I have a bad favorite snow memory, like favorite worst snow memory.
Oh god, okay.
It's more of like a cold memory where sometimes school would get canceled while we were like in school still.
Yeah, that would happen to me too.
Yeah, there'd be like, there's snow coming, or like the snow is piling up too much, we have to send you home now before it gets worse, kind of thing.
We'd get that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most we would get. I'll let you finish, but like that has reminded me of something.
Wonderful. So there was this one particular time, and I can't remember exactly why I did this, but I decided that I needed to walk home. And I went to, it was when I was in junior high, and I went to the French immersion junior high, which was further away than the junior high closest to me. This is like middle school for people who don't have junior high. It's grades 7, 8, and 9. So I don't know if like my bus, like if I missed it, or if it like was really late, and I was like, oh, I can't call my family because they won't come get me. Maybe they would have, but I just assumed they wouldn't. So I was like, I have to walk. I have to get home before the snow. So I walked. It was probably an hour. and the snow had begun, and it was like blizzarding, and I didn't own boots, and I kind of owned a winter jacket, but not really. And I remember I was just wearing jeans, and I got like not horrible, because actual horrible frostbite is really bad, but I got relatively bad frostbite like on my thighs. And I remember by the time I got home, like, I think everyone else was already there. Like, my sister was home, my parents were home, and they were like, they were just like, what happened to you? And I was like, I walked home. I don't even remember if there were that many questions. I think they were just sort of like, okay. She decided that it was time to do that.
I think they used to annoy the hell out of me when I was a kid. So I lived at a town that was on the American border, so we would get their radio stations, and we would listen in the morning in the winter to see if school was canceled.
Yes.
Because when you're a kid, there's literally a snow day is somehow better than Christmas.
It's the best thing in the entire world.
When you get it, and the thing for us was that we never got them because we had really good snow removal.
Yeah.
And the way that I also recently, or maybe not so recently, but at some point as an adult, I found out that the reason that this happened was because the way that teachers are paid in Canada is that it kind of doesn't. They get paid for they have a salary. It doesn't matter how many hours they work. So if they're at school or not at school, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So they tend to not give snow days as liberally.
Oh.
Apparently there's something different about that in Michigan or something, but I was across the water from Michigan. They used to get snow days if they got so much as a slight dusting of snow. We would get like a centimeter of snow and all the schools in Michigan would be closed. And then I remember vividly would get like feet and like meters of snow sometimes, and no, we'd still have to go to school.
Yeah,
like the plows would be out at like 4 a.m, digging everybody out. One time when I was in high school, my dad dropped me and my brother off at school, and we had gotten something like 60 centimeters of snow the night before.
Yeah.
He still drove us to school.
Yeah,
and we got to school and there was nobody around, and some lady on the second floor like leaned out the window and was like, "It's a snow day, go home."
Yeah.
We were like, well, why wasn't there anything on the radio about it? And we turn around and my dad has already driven off, and so we had to walk home.
Oh no!
In the snow.
Was it far?
No.
That's
I think it was
good.
like a half hour.
It wasn't my blizzard expedition.
No, and we did have winter boots and winter jackets. I don't know how you didn't have winter boots and a winter jacket living somewhere that got that much snow.
Negligence? Mostly.
Yeah. And because we would get that thing where they would sometimes send us home because there was snow coming, but mostly what would happen is that if there was snow coming, because my high school served like the very edge of town, and then all the like little municipalities from out of town, so kids got bussed in like an hour in the morning kind of thing. Yeah. So we would have like partial school closures where like 75% of the kids weren't there, but you still had to go if you lived nearby.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes in the middle of the day, if there was weather coming, they would be like, okay, we're gonna bus the kids from the outer parts home, but everyone else has to stay.
Because it's gonna take them like 3 hours to get there, kind of thing.
Yeah, but like those days would always be kind of like whatever anyway, because like there'd be like
no
5 students in a class.
Yeah.
And the teacher would just kind of be like, okay, I guess we're watching a movie.
Yeah, they just wheeled a VCR and they're like, we're watching The Grinch again, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Yes, we have to.
We have to.
But it's February, ma'am. I don't care.
But ma'am, please. I haven't got but 2 brain cells.
I don't know if I have any like truly bad memories of winter. I'm pretty sure like most of my like best memories as a kid were in the winter.
I really think mine were too, honestly.
I used to race cross country skiing. Because if this hasn't come up before, I was a very athletic child.
He was, it's true. I say as though I was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
If I haven't mentioned it before, I was like a really active kid and I played a lot of sports, which you probably wouldn't guess based on my voice.
I mean, you sound like a jock to me, honestly.
Yeah, I've got a really butch jock voice.
Yeah.
But this one time I had a race, and I went hard. I went really hard, and I somehow got ice buildup in my lungs.
What?
Because it was so cold.
That's a thing that can happen?
apparently you can kind of freeze the moisture in your lungs or something similar. That's how they explained it to me at the time. There's a chance that there's like it's a possibility they were just simplifying whatever happened to me.
That's pretty metal, like bad.
For, like, make it easier for a kid to understand.
Maybe.
But yeah, the way that they said it was like you have ice in your lungs.
What?
It didn't really amount to anything. I just had to I just couldn't breathe when I crossed the finish line. I couldn't breathe properly. They sort of brought me into the little ski lodge, and I just kind of had to lie down and thaw
your lungs out. What?
Yeah. It was very painful, but that was I guess that's kind of a bad memory. There was one other. It's not really a bad memory. It was just the hardest, the most difficult thing I ever did was this for skiing wise I think it was a 36-kilometer ski.
Okay,
something.
That's long.
Yeah, it was, and I agreed to do it because I was in the highest level of our ski program.
Okay.
And it was a thing you did with them, and
okay.
So I did it. But I, for some reason, was having a rough week, and it took me a really long time to finish. I think I was one of the last people to cross the finish line at the end, and I was way behind my group.
Oh no!
And that was it was cool because it was a very scenic trail.
Yeah.
And there were lots of refreshment stations along the way, including this old man's cabin who lived there during the winter, and his thing was that he would have skiers in for tea.
Oh my god.
There's this guy named Norm, and you'd go to Norm's cabin as part of the ski, and he'd have there'd be 20 other skiers in there, and everyone's just enjoying tea and cookies, and there's a fire.
This is your future. You need to become Norm.
I know. Yeah. So that was cool, but I remember just being alone for so much of this ski, and this was before the period in my life where I got good at being alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a 13-year-old kid, in the wilderness.
Oh no!
Just laboring on these huge uphills.
Oh no!
And trying to get to the end of the ski, and I did eventually finish it.
That's good.
But that was a challenging day.
It's really hard when you're a kid, especially when you know your friends are elsewhere. It can be very stressful.
They were all ahead of me.
Oh no, yeah, that can be very
terrible.
sad. Oh, no.
Oh, it was so bad. I don't know what was going on with me that week. I think that might have been the same week that I had a badminton tournament or something. I know that there was one week where I had a ski event and also a badminton tournament, and I was just dead for both of them.
Oh my god, that's rough.
Yeah,
that is rough. You know what we should do while we keep chatting?
What?
Is do the orange Panna off.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? Let's do we'll do a chunk of it anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not going through all my 400k friend points.
All right, you can start.
Okay.
So the rules are simple. We're gonna see who can get the most orange Pannas in, I don't know, the next
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Sure.
We'll say the next 10 minutes. We'll bring this on home with orange Panna.
Yeah.
Panna, and we're. So it's
paper.
What is it? 3 scouts or it's 5 scouts.
Yeah.
If you don't get a Panna, we switch.
Okay.
I
don't remember.
Get a Panna, we switch immediately.
Why don't we do 10? Because it's
okay. Let's do 10.
Really
we can
fast.
do them quickly. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't.
10 scouts, or if you get a Panna, we switch.
Specifically an orange Panna.
Specifically an orange Panna. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. None yet. I'm gonna lose count. 3. Yeah.
So that was... I love describing events from my childhood to people because inevitably everyone's like, why was your childhood so magical?
Yeah, though. You had a really magical childhood. Sometimes I'm like, was this real?
Yeah, sometimes when I think about what happened, my own childhood memories, I'm like, no.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll be telling me stuff and then you'll get to the end of it and you're like, wow. My childhood was really magical. And I'm like, yeah, don't rub it in.
I really don't mean to be. It's just this was a conversation that I actually had with someone else recently. It's a form of privilege, basically. I was very privileged to have a really good family and home life.
Mm-hmm.
I will defend myself a little bit and say that I have a lot of memories with my family because we spent a lot of time together, but it's also because I didn't have very many friends. So
yeah.
But yeah, I can't be I had a great childhood and there's really no way around that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, no one had a perfect childhood, I don't think.
No,
so.
Nobody had a perfect childhood, and I definitely didn't have a perfect childhood, but in terms of being at home with my parents and my family, I don't remember anything bad about that. Anything
Which
bad about
is
my
really
childhood was
good.
mostly to do with being an effeminate child at school.
Yeah, which is pretty much probably bad wherever you are, even these
Yeah.
days, I think.
I don't think there's really a way around it.
No. Children can be very cruel.
So,
I didn't get a Panna, by the way. Go ahead.
all right, my turn. I gotta. Let's see here. I will.
Ba-ba.
Yeah. So it's just like it was honestly, and this is why it's a lot. It's sort of a form of privilege. It's something that I didn't really think about until I was an adult and started like interacting with people who hadn't had a family life like that, which is a lot of people.
Yes, as it turns out.
Yeah, as it turns out, that's a lot of people, and yeah, it was just something that I like didn't. It's like so outside of my experience that I just didn't really know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Orange Panna time.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Anyway, when I remark upon my childhood being magical, it's because I've rarely, if ever, thought about it in those terms.
Yeah, which is a fortunate thing.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, one thing to bring it on back to snow.
Yeah, right.
Is, just like, when you were mentioning how the Sioux had, like, really, really, really good snow removal.
Yeah.
Like, living in Montreal was like that, too. I remember one of the first nights, that, like, in the winter when I was, like, walking home from my job or from my class or something like that, I remember just, like, witnessing the beautiful orchestration of snow removal. There's, like...
Well...
It's, like, always, like, a line of, like, plows/blowers, and then, like, just a line of dump trucks behind them waiting to just accept the snow and then drive off to dump it, like, at the airport.
Yeah, they are very good when they do it.
Yes.
So, and it really depends on where you live, because
yes.
a kind of crappy thing about this city is that, oh my god, how am I getting transmission errors?
What the hell?
Anyway, so I'm finally doing my first 1,000 friend point scout. Is that depending on the borough you live in, all the boroughs have their own snow removal, and they're all like independent from each other, and it's all privatized.
Right.
So you can live in a borough with good snow removal, or you can live in a borough with bad snow removal. Like when I was, or you just live on a street that's not a priority for snow removal, because
which is many of them.
It's another issue. Like when I was living in NDG, we got a really big snowfall one day, and we didn't get dug out for like 4 days.
I'm amazed that NDG got dug out at all, honestly. I used to live, like, pretty downtown, so we got the orchestrated snow removal happening. Not usually on our side street, though, but I didn't really notice. I didn't drive a car, so, you just kind of, like, plow your own way through the snow up to your knees, and then you get to the street, and you're like, oh, okay, now I have legs again.
I've lost track of how many times I've scouted.
What I did is I got myself to, like, 390, so I know that when I get to 380 next time I can stop. I probably did it, like, 17 times or something. I don't even know. We probably don't need to go back and forth. I'm just going to have these on the screen together, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just go.
It'd be easier for me to not have to, like, keep exporting a video file. So just go. Just go. You go.
Just go. Again, I'm just going to keep going.
Do it.
We'll see how we can't stop until we get an orange Panna. We can't end the Clamcast until she appears.
Well, don't say that, because if I am not going through 600,000. I'm not. Like I'm not doing it.
I won't.
You can't pay me.
I shan't.
You're not paying my bills. I shan't. Like it's just not happening.
I don't pay your subscription.
You're not going through 623,000.
No.
640 friend points.
No one wants that.
Nobody.
No one.
I can't even imagine how long a video like that would take.
If you weren't paying attention to what you can actually scout, I guess it probably wouldn't take too long, but because I'm looking, it takes a little longer. Something I discovered is that you don't actually need to move your finger to hit the scout again button and close the window that says you don't have any room.
Oh, very
handy. So you don't even have to look, you can just sit here tapping away. I'm actually getting a lot of Pannas, but none of them are orange yet. Yeah.
Have you done 10?
Oh god, I thought we were just going. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, fine.
Yeah, because we don't need to really take turns. Then we don't need to pay attention too much.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Well, I guess if I have a Christmas story, that's kind of best. Maybe next time we'll do a Christmas one.
Yeah, the producers of this show, us, decided that snow for now because it's still November. Because to me, we're recording this in November. It'll probably be December by the time it goes up.
Yeah, it's almost December.
But to me, or I have been admonished repeatedly at this point by other people for talking about Christmas in November. Apparently, a lot of people don't like that either. Nobody likes snow and nobody likes Christmas in November. People get very angry.
A lot of people really hate it, but a lot of people really love it too. This year,
yeah, I mean, fucking the dollar store had Christmas decorations up a week before Halloween.
Yeah,
not even after.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Before.
I think this is the first year, at least I have seen that happen. Usually, I thought that the rule, kind of like no white after Labor Day, I thought that the rule was that no Christmas until after American Thanksgiving, even when you are in Canada.
Oh god, no. Canada has been like the day after Halloween for quite a while.
Then I've been blind to this, perhaps.
Surprise.
Yes, surprise. I didn't notice something going on. Or perhaps I was just protecting myself. But, at this point, it's going to be who gets Panna first wins, instead of who gets the most.
Yeah, it's true. This is like it's like a Panna race.
Panna race.
That's probably what we should have been doing from the start.
Race to Panna.
I'm getting a lot of normals that I didn't have because,
we don't...
as should now be common knowledge, I have been slacking on this game quite a bit. So I've missed many, many normals over the past several months.
Yeah, I also
that
just...
you would normally get from events and also the ones that they add.
Yeah, in between. Oh, I meant to look...
between.
If we have normie SSRs in this Osampo.
Oh yeah,
I think we probably do. We had them. Did we have them in the last event? I think we had them in the last event. And I didn't notice until a bit later, like in the event, and I was like, oh crap, I would have wanted to get. If
I'm not mistaken, the normie SSRs just have like R level skills though, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're good, but they're
really just like
sure.
collectibles, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't I don't want to say one way or the other. Maybe I have one on JP that I could check to see, but I need to race for this Panna.
Oh come on, recording, you can do it.
I believe in you. I believe.
Yeah, I don't know about this, Aki.
What's wrong?
I don't know if we're gonna get an orange Panna before we hit the unacceptable duration of doing this.
Yeah, I don't know.
We may have to try again.
We may have to go back on our promise. We made a promise to a friend.
You know what? We could have an orange Panna race at the end of our videos for a while until I have no more friend points left.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea. We actually, maybe I'll give
How much do you want to bet that one of us has actually gotten one already and just not noticed?
I was just thinking that. I was also thinking that we should give a shout out. This idea was actually given to us by someone on Twitter.
That's true.
So shout out to them. I'll put your name over top for being creative. And that's Panna, not the right one.
I've been getting a lot of her, but not the right one.
I'm also worried that maybe I don't know that it's her because we're not seeing the orange part. Yeah, we'll know. She's that face.
You see the orange part. You see, like, and her face is unmistakable.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, she has like
a very particular expression, and she's got like a thing on her head.
Yeah, that's right. You can see her round body that is
her
round.
Soft cheeks.
Her soft cheeks.
All right. It's okay. I think one more scout each.
Okay, here we go. I'll watch it come out.
Last hurrah.
I'm gonna watch this one actually appear.
Me too.
Oh, there's 2 rares in it. Maybe it's
one's got 1 rare.
Is it her?
No.
Oh.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I was just making the sound because I wanted to be dramatic about it.
I once again...
I wanted to make the sound that we make when we see a UR envelope.
Yeah, that's basically where my brain went. I'm like, how do you get a UR? I did get up Panna. I got, I think this is the one that becomes like the Alice in Wonderland one. Like maybe it's the Halloween one. I don't know. It's a rare.
Cute. Whatever.
I don't know. She's cute.
Oh god. You know what I love that they've added though?
Oh yeah.
Auto remove.
Here it is, auto remove. The other best thing about auto remove, about this experience, is that, so on JP, it's had, this version and beyond for a while, so the collect all button was here on the right in JP, but in Worldwide, up until recently, the collect button is where reward history used to be. So, going between games, I would just tap the wrong thing. It's a minor inconvenience, but it was a very, very annoying one.
Yeah, it's... yeah.
Yep. That's how I felt.
That recent quality of life update was a nice one.
Yeah, it really...
In terms of making this game a little bit more playable, and a little bit more current in a lot of ways.
Oh, I really have to finish these 45 million players events.
Oh, yeah. I suppose I do too.
I figure I should try my best to get as many boobies as possible.
Same.
So
oh my god, these transmission errors are killing me.
I haven't been getting them. It works fine on
Oh,
my
it's my
end.
Wi-Fi. It's my Wi-Fi.
Oh, right. We've been through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi's been a little bit crappy lately.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can collect the rest of these. I should be able to. So the waiting room, by the way, is the absolute best thing that has ever happened.
It really steams my clams.
Which of these SSRs do I want?
Which? Oh, right.
So
yeah.
Well, obviously I want my girl.
I got Nico first of all. Because I was looking at them. I think I liked her card a little bit more than Daya's. I didn't look at Woobies though. Let's see here. Maybe I want Woobies. Kanon's is actually quite nice.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. And they're okay. SSRs, and they're actually, pretty good.
I think I'll get Wooby. I'm sure I'll have enough to get a Daya as well. Are they already idolized? I didn't look.
I think so.
Yeah, they are.
Oh god, look at all these normal dupes that I have now. Oh my god.
So
I can idolize so many of them.
Yeah.
That's
Get
great,
us those
actually.
gems when we finally do Scout again.
Hit that Scout again.
Hit that Scout
when
again.
we finally do Scout again.
And before Chrissu goes through his, 500,000 friend points by not using the Scout again button.
No, I did. I did. I did. Yeah, I did.
Did I?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Did I?
I don't think I did.
Yeah. Did I?
Yeah. I did. I did.
Yeah.
Hi, Birthstone, Nico. All right. Well, on that note,
that should be enough.
That should be plenty.
As usual, longer than we meant to go, but
Yeah, well, we wouldn't be us if we didn't.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to another Clamcast.
Yeah, if it wasn't clear by now, this is what we're doing now.
This is what we're doing now. This is what you all asked for. Everyone was like, "Oh, Aki and Chrissu, wouldn't it be wonderful if you had a podcast?" And I was from kind of England, but I moved away when I was.
You're being a little bit shady by doing that voice while you say it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Everyone was like, "Hey, Aki and Chrissu, it'd be really cool if you guys had a podcast. I would watch it." And we were like, "This is a podcast." And
so that's what it is now.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what we do.
We're going whole ham all the way.
Yeah. 2 hams, $20.
That's our tagline. Oh heck, 2 hams, $20.
$20. Bye.
Bye.